Hello everybody, welcome to Claro Beauty with your host Claudia Lara. Thank you very much for watching. So this is sort of a part two because I started for a full look and then time went on. You know how it is with me. And so I decided to break it in two parts. So the first part, you can go and check it out, is as far as I've done. And it was all about comparing two foundations, which was Westman Atelier foundation stick and the number one, the Chanel. And I use the new Gwen Stefani face oil, which I've been loving. And so that's what I have on my face. Let's see if you can guess which side is which. This is one and this is the other. And then I also tried the Kosas Concealer for the very first time. That's what I have. And I applied some Tone 4 contouring, illuminating, bronzing. It was one of my favorites. And I did use the new Dior Dentelle blush 352, which I love. So that's so far what I have on. Yeah, the Chanel, eyebrow thing. And this is a continuation of some of your requests. So most of what I've done and just described was requested by you or asked by you. So thank you very much for that. So continuing, we still have two things left. I have a comparison of the highlights using Chanel NUDE Blanc highlighter with another one of your suggestions. And then of course, the most important, this baby. And the reason I say the most important is because you guys requested for me to use the Dior Soft Cashmere eyeshadow. And if you've seen the other video, what I said about it was that this is like a YouTube favorite. It's everywhere. Everybody loves it. And not one of my favorites. Of course, it performs well. And I'm surprised because it has that lilac sort of nice, different, and it has a darker brown. So I don't know. I don't know why it hasn't become my favorite, but perhaps today it would. I haven't used it in a while and I have changed. So let's begin. The first thing, since this was a request from you guys, you wanted to see it performing, I'm going to swatch this. So here is the quad swatch. You can see the first one is kind of just a topper or all over. It has a lot of spark. It's very light. It's very nice. This one is a lot of in style. You've seen a lot of Chanel and others using just barely there, but sparkly. It's very lovely. That's not my favorite eye look where it's just barely there. I need a little color and it'll lift me up. This color is one of favorites, right? I mean, the lilac and the shine, and it's just very nice. But I find it a little more wintry for some reason. Like it's not rose, it's not. So again, I bought it because of that color. I thought I was gonna fall in love with it. But it's, for some reason, it's more like a warm lilac instead of a cool lilac, which, and cool lilac goes very well with me. So I'm not sure. And then of course, this is nice. Look at that kind of, it's not metallic, but it has that sort of shine to it. And then the two that you need to darken up or smoke up or define, right? Or line up. This one has almost a little bit of blue, but they're all in the, what do you call it? Topaz? Not topaz, taupe sort of colors. I guess if you have brown eyes or green eyes, this is very complimentary, but in my blue eyes, even though I thought the lilac would do something, I didn't find anything. So I don't want to talk bad about it. Let's try it and let's discover, right? So last time I did a very usual. So this time, I don't know why. I just feel like applying the center one. Instead of in the crease, I feel like applying it sort of in my lid, and especially the outer. So I'm trying to put it all over, but I'm not bringing it all the way in. The reason is because of my hooded eyes, and I need all of that territory as bright as I can make it, even though I'm using this all over the lid. So one of the reasons this has become the favorite, as I understand it, is precisely because these colors are different neutrals. They're not in the brown necessarily, but they're still neutral. And so I apologize for my dog. So it becomes very unique, kind of neutral. And especially for the winter, well, for me, fall and winter, I don't know why, it just brings me that coziness, like a fire, like a nice fire or a nice cabin, soft, you know, I can see the beige sweater, or very neutrals, black, white, but in that cozy. But you see, it starts already narrowing my eye. This is why it hasn't been one of my favorite. And I tried different ways to apply it. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's not good. This is what happens when I'm talking bad about a palette. So let's see. First of all, let me clean my fingers. Ay, Dios mío, that is not good. All right. And yes, probably I should go off of camera to clean this up. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Thankfully, this side was the Westman Atelier side, and it was so easy to first remove the makeup and then apply the foundation once again. I love Westman Atelier. It's so practical and fun and easy. All right. And yes, I did clean my fingers. This was after the swatch. So let's continue and let's be optimistic about this one. So the next thing I'm gonna do is this color, which is kind of the sparkly one, and let's really go for it in the outer corner and bring it inner. Let's see here. So I do like that. It's starting to bring out some light. Now I did bring it in and under and up. But this one is almost like transparent. It doesn't have much color payout. But hey, some sparkly. And I will put it in the center. Let's put it at least for now in the center in the bottom. Just seeing if it does something. I will apply it right here in the center, but I wanted to apply the lilac. So let's apply a little bit of the lilac, this color. See the shimmer? That's very nice. So again, I think this is why everybody fell in love with this palette. It was that color, because they say it can be used like one and done, and it really lights up and it really brings light. But I don't think this is worth it for just that one. I mean, unless it really complements your eyes, which doesn't do mine. So I'm gonna apply, see, it's too dark. Because I was going to say I'm going to put it in the bottom, but it's really darkening my whole look up too much, in my opinion. All right, we're going to put a little bit of the violet down here. And then I'm going to use this darker right on the outside and the crease. And the reason I'm using the darker is with the hope. Now I'm trying and hoping that it will make the inner and all that lighter, because I just think it's darkening my whole eye. You see? So it does look better than this side without the darkening on the outside. But I find it too dark for me. Maybe you guys will not agree and think that this is very lovely for me, because that's the only thing I can show you. Now, the shades perform beautiful. So let me use some fluffier just to blend. I mean, I don't know what else to do here, because we either went this way or I went without the lilac and just used the brown and then the dark brown, which is very lovely. You see here? So I would have used this too. But I was trying to use the lightest colors of the palette. And at this moment, I'm just blending, blending, blending. So again, I have used this in several ways. I have, let's put a brown eyeliner. I'm gonna use the Victoria Beckham if I can find. Well, we have the burgundy. No, I'm gonna put the brown just because the lilac gives it that special color. So I don't have to use a lilac or a burgundy as a liner to bring color to my eyelid or eyes. So I'm using brown. And again, with the hope that then the violet will pop. I bought the palette, so I do like it. I don't love it, but it depends what you want it for, right? I mean, in there it looks nice, very nice. Maybe if I had a violet shirt, so it will bring a little more of that color in my eyes. Yeah, well, I'm changing my mind. You know, this has happened before where it doesn't look good and then it starts looking good. If you've seen my videos, you know that. It starts becoming a mess and then somehow they solve the day. Well, one of the reasons that's happened is because there's quality of shadows, right? And so as the time goes by, they sort of start getting into your skin and blending well. If this was not a quality eyeshadow, that would not happen and it would just look like a mess. But look, it's nice. I obviously smoked it out because I wanted to do something different that I usually have done. And so I do like it smoked out without being browns or without being blacks, but it is dark enough, especially with that black eyeliner. So let me put mascara and I will be right back. All right, so I am back and I have mascara on. So it looks beautiful, very, very beautiful. If this is the kind of look you want to go through. I am happy I have it. It's very different than most neutral or anything in my collection. That is true. It does look elegant. As far as my eye color or the pop or anything like that, So let's continue. Let's see how the full look ends up looking. Last time I applied red lipstick that because I had tried this before. I don't know if I said that in the intro here. I might have said it in the intro of the whole thing. I did a review on this palette when I first started YouTube. And for some reason here in YouTube it's still there, but it's pausing at a certain minute. That's not me, that has to do with YouTube, but that's rare. I hadn't heard that before or haven't seen that before. So I guess I could find the video and upload it again, but I decided to do this instead, a new review. And back in that video, I used it with the red lipsticks because I was using the Dior 999. Which is a well-loved, bestseller. But this time I decided I'm gonna do something a lot softer. And I want to try, and I've been loving, this is a new brand, I mean barely new, 1 or 2 years. This is Merit. You've seen everybody talking about it, but I genuinely like their lipsticks and their blushes. And their lipsticks, I keep pulling them out. Of everything I have and the most expensive, these are not that expensive and they are great. They're kind of like a balm, but it's between a balm and a lipstick. And I love this color. This is Millennium. Look at that. And I love it. I'm not pulling out Lisa Eldridge. I'm not pulling Chanel. And I have a lot of sort of neutral soft, but I'll tell you why I love this. Not only is it creamy, is it balmy, you feel that it stays put, is long lasting, but the color has a little tiny bit of boom. I don't know if it's the full coverage, because the light colors, for example, of Lisa Eldridge, the lucent colors, they're a little more transparent. This one is almost velvety. It's almost full coverage, but it looks so natural and nice, and it doesn't feel like a full lipstick. So I can't mention it enough how lovely this is. Oh, that's my favorite. Last but not least, we're gonna do some highlight. And this is another request from you guys, and this is an interesting request. So I have the new Blanc Chanel highlight. This is Rove de Camellia, and which is coming out here in the United States. It came out in Europe, that's why I have it already. But it's coming up if you're interested. I did a full review on this. You can check out my video. But in there, one of you suggested that your to-go highlighter was Essence Pure Nude. Now, I never tried this before. I think this is more of a drugstore. I mean, this one was $5 and this one was like $90 because I had to get it from England. I think it's gonna be for sale for $70, but still $5.70. So let's compare one side and one side. Now, granted, I do have 2 different foundations in my face. And by the way, can you tell the difference? And do you like one versus another? I have to say, I don't know why, this side is looking a little darker. But between the 2 sides, I'm liking this side's better. How about you? Well, this side is Westman Atelier. This side is #1, the Chanel. And of course I have the face oil underneath. I don't know if I mentioned that. Yeah, I think I did at the beginning. Well, let's go then with, so would it be fair comparison? Because it might look different in one side on the other one. Let's do it. Let's just do it. So I'm gonna apply the Chanel on this side. Do you see a difference? I think so. This is lovely. When I did the review of this, I don't remember which foundation I had on, but I said that this emphasized a little bit of texture, a little bit. But I have to say, with this combination of the face oil and the Westman Atelier, it's not emphasizing anything, which that's amazing. Wow. That is amazing. So let's go back now to Essence Pure Nude. Now I'll swatch some for you before application. Okay, so this is the Camellia. Okay. So this is the Camellia and this is the Pure Essence. So that's not necessarily fair because you can see that the Pure Essence is a little warmer or a little more, it has a, I don't know if I call it peachy, right? But the Camellia seems lighter in color, right? So let's try them. This reminds me maybe like a peach orgasm from Charlotte Tilbury, you know, that they have a little more peachy. It's very lovely. Now, just looking at here, you know, the Pure Essence looks a little milder, a little softer per se. But let's look at it in the in the cheek. Well, $5, $70. Well, they are different colors and they are under different foundations. So let's keep that in mind. But I don't think anybody will be able to tell the difference. You know, not alive, not here on video, or maybe you can, you let me know. In person, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. I mean, I sort of like, obviously, the Camellia because it's lighter. So that has to do with the color. But as much as the highlight, I think if I just had to get ready, if I had applied that one, I think it will create the look as beautiful, don't you think? So for that subscriber that suggested, I think this is a great option for the price, and it just looks lovely. For me, you know, I love luxury makeup. I mean, it will be kind of a negation of all the money I have spent for the reasons that I do. So if you ask me if I had all the money in the world, which I don't, all right, if I could afford it, I would still go for the Chanel. Just, you know, I just like it. But I appreciate this suggestion because I think it's a beautiful choice. So if you're not into luxury makeup, and I think this will definitely, I apologize for my doggy. I think this would definitely is a great choice. And this is one of the reasons why I brought it up in the video. Not just because you guys suggested it, but because I thought it was a great choice. So there you have it. And they have all these different colors. I was very tempted. I might order still. There's another one with $7 that it had kind of a fluorescent pinkish cooler tone. So I was very curious about that. But then I thought, I'll order one, and then if I like it, I'll order the second one. So I might order the second one and do a video on both and check them out again with the same foundation. So there you have it. Now let's put a little more of this, and let's equalize the other side. Let's combine the other side with this. All right. So far so good. This is the final look. Thank you so much for being here with me. Let me know your thoughts of the look, of the quad, of the highlights, and of the lipstick. Beautiful. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do at this moment. Please ring the bell in the right-hand corner. Please comment below. Keep requesting, suggestion, and what else? What else do I have to say? That's it. Thank you very much. Bye.